How does this thing go back in here? Oh, that's gonna be that's an OCD nightmare right there. That is an OCD nightmare. Trying to get that lay down in there like that. Whatever. Forget it. Forget it, Freddy. Hello. What's up, everybody? It is unboxing day. Is that like a non-Canadian holiday? I mean, like, you know, Boxing Day and Unboxing Day, whatever. I mean, it's no offense to my Canadian friends. Do I have any? Anybody from Canada in here? I don't know. It's more like unboxing night. It is. It's about like 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m. Kids are asleep. It's a little cooler, but not really. It's still really freaking hot in this garage. My wife is watching some kind of videos right now, and she's cracking up. She never watches my videos. I don't get it, but I can hear her laughing. I'm in the garage, and she's in our bedroom, and I can hear her laughing. The wine could be helping. I don't know. But let's get into this unboxing. So, you guys saw my last video. Lost a couple of big fish on some big worms. Okay? So, first things first. Let's show off what I got from strikeking. I ordered some big worms from strikeking because I love strikeking, and those are really the big worms I've been using this year. Now, I'll get off on a tangent here in a little bit, but you know, I forgot that I've got a lot of other big worms, and I didn't realize this until the day after I made my order. I've got like X-Zone red shad worms over here. I've got X-Zone red bug blitz worms. X-Zone makes great freaking worms, great freaking products, and I completely forgot about them. So they're going to be my backups now because I know they'll bite the strikeking, the ones that I got. So let's get into this. First things first, we're going to open them up. I'm going to show them off to you, okay? We're trying something different. Fishing films. I know I gave you crap one day for critiquing things, but I'm taking your advice and we're trying something out. So, first things first, I got the 7-inch Rage Cutter in Red Bug. So this guy right here is the Rage Cutter worm in Red Bug. Take that little trailer off there, get rid of that. So, it's a regular looking stick bait, but it's got a big old tail with a big old phalange on there. Displaces a lot of water, gives a whole lot of action. The Red Bug itself, I don't know if you're picking that color up or not. I'm not very sure. It's kind of hard to see through the light. I mean, in the water, the thing looks great. Red Bug, one of my favorites. I love this color. This is actually the first color in the 6-inch version of this one that I lost on that last video. If you haven't seen that last video of me losing 2 absolute megas, I'll link it up here. Or will it be over there? It'll be over there. I gotta remember my directions here. It'll be over there. That's where I'm gonna link it at. So let's put that up there. So lost 2 absolute megas, but I went with the 7-inch. I wanted to go bigger, go home. So we went 7-inch Rage Bug, Rage Cutter worm, Rage Bug. That's some OG stuff for me right there. I love my Rage Bugs. So 7-inch Rage Cutter. If you guys care at all, these come in a 6-pack. The 6-inch comes in a 7-pack. So, if you're wondering if you care, I don't know if you care or not, but I don't. On to the next. So the next one, this is a worm that I really like it. It is a huge ribbon tail worm. It is in the color that I lost it on. These are in a 6-pack as well. But this is the Rage Anaconda 10-inch ribbon worm, okay? This worm itself is, 10 inches, that's a big freaking worm. But look at the tail on this thing. The tail on this is out of control. The phalange is right here on the back section of the tail, right there, okay? Now, when this thing goes in the water, this entire tail will oscillate, kind of like a snake. It's pretty insane. But we went red shad because red shad has been kind of the go-to lately. and that was the color that I lost the big one on in the brush pile. So, not on this worm, it was on a Rage Thumper, but Warehouse didn't have the Rage Thumpers in this color. So I was like, you know what? I love the Anaconda. My Anaconda don't want none. Sorry, don't unfriend me. Don't unsubscribe because of that. Please don't, okay? Just, let's roll with it, okay? Red Shad, 10-inch, Rage Anaconda. These guys, I got 2 packs of. 2 packs of them, 6-pack, 10-inch, big old freaking worm, big old freaking tail, tons of action, Rage Anaconda. Next one is going to be the Thumper, okay? Now, I got the Thumper. Like I said, they didn't have it in the Red Shad, okay? Now, the Red Shad, while it is like, that was the color, and that's the color that everyone says to go to, I went with Plum. Because, again, I'm kind of out of the box kind of guy. I like to do things a little bit different. But this is the 10-inch Rage Thumper. And, I mean, it's essentially an oversized speed worm is what it is. So, 10-inch worm. The tail on it itself, more curled, a little more of a ribbon tail or a curled tail than, say, the Rage Cutter. Big phalange on the back, lots of action, big freaking worm. We got it in Plum. Again, I don't know if you can really tell the color on this without, you know, looking through the light, but it's very similar to your red bug. It's obviously just going to have a little more of a purplish color because, you know, it's Plum. Plums are purple. I think plums are purple. I need to go back to school and go to, what is it, home ec? They teach you about food in home ec? I don't know. Whatever. So, Rage Thumper. Nice thing about this worm itself is it does, the body itself tapers. So it's thick up at the head and then tapers down towards the tail, which is not what I normally like. I like a little bit of a thicker tail. You know what I'm saying? Mom, you shouldn't be watching these. My mother should not be watching these. So, 10-inch Rage Thumper, 7-pack on these guys from strikeking. Now, I mentioned it in the video that I was going to change hooks out. So we're going to get to kind of some of the boring stuff. We're going to go to some terminal stuff. But what I'm going to do now is I'm switching over to an EWG, but I'm not going with the Beast. I actually went with the Gamakatsu, and what I'm doing is the 7/0 Monster EWG from Gamakatsu. Okay? 7/0 Monster hook, EWG Monster Worm hook is what they call it. They come in a 4-pack. I got 2 packs of the 7/0. Now let's compare that to, say, one of the other ones that I got here. This is the Gamakatsu Deep Throat Extra Wide Gap, or Deep Throat Wide Gap. Sounds terrible, but Deep Throat 5/0 EWG. Okay, so we're going to compare those two. Obviously the 7/0 is bigger. Now what I'm going to talk about here with the Deep Throat is look at the hook point size difference from the Deep Throat to the 7/0. Obviously the 7/0 is a thicker wire hook. It is one of their monster hooks. Like I said, it's going to handle a lot more pressure being put on it. But the hook point on these guys right here, this is why I got these. For those smaller worms, I want to have that longer hook point for a little better penetration. Penetration, Deep Throat, this is not, I feel like I should probably not monetize this. Like I should say, like, where it says light profanity, it should be like, you know, strong profanity, even though I'm not even cussing. You know what I'm talking about? Mom, don't watch this if you are. Please, just turn it off. Turn it off. I know you're disgusted with me right now. You're probably disappointed like crazy. But anyways, I digress. This is the Deep Throat from Gamakatsu. Are we focusing on that? Are we focusing on my face? Whatever. We'll show it to the other camera. I think we did. So, Deep Throat, big old freaking hook point, especially when you compare it to a much bigger hook, a 7/0 hook from the Monster. But the point on this, the cutting point, the hook point on the Gamakatsus compared to, say, the owner cutting point, I know these don't rip as big of a hole. That's what I do know. And I'm trying to have everything that I did wrong done right next time around if I get that opportunity again. But I feel like I'm talking way too much about fish that I missed and talking like very little about the unboxing. So I got 2 packs of the 7/0. EWG Monster. I got 1 pack of the 5/0 Deep Throat and 1 pack of the 4/0 Deep Throat. Now, these are not going to be used just for worms. These are going to be used on the baits that I'm going to show you next. Now, the baits I'm going to show you next, it's kind of out of my comfort zone, if you will. I wouldn't say comfort zone. I would say more so out of character for me, because you guys know I obviously love StrikeKing products, and you know, for the past year or so, I've been throwing the Rage Bug and the Rage Craw. You know, when I switched away from the Guggen stuff, don't hate on me for using Guggen. Speaking of Guggen, Oki just dropped a video, an unboxing, a big old Guggen unboxing. I think that fits him because he's a Guggen. So, but let's get back to why I got those Deep Throat hooks. I'm jumping on the freaking Biffle Bug train. At least I'm at the Biffle Bug train stop. I don't know if I'm jumping on it. I'm at the train stop, okay? So, I know, and it sounds ridiculous, especially being from Oklahoma. I've never thrown a freaking Biffle Bug, and I fear that my father-in-law would disown me if he knew that. But, you know, we take risks in our lives, and I'm taking a risk by, you know, owning up to the fact that I've never thrown a freaking Biffle Bug. So, let's get on with this. The Biffle Bug. I did get 2 sizes in the Okeechobee Craw. Okay, so this is your Biffle Bug Okeechobee Craw. Now, everyone has a different variation of the Okeechobee. The Biffle Bug itself is definitely more green, like an emerald green and green pumpkin. Most Okeechobees that I've seen are like a blue and green pumpkin. This is just straight green. That's what that is right there, and I like it. Biffle Bug itself, you've got that big tail right there. You've got the 2 appendages with phalanges on there. Phalange is a word that I like to use lately. I don't know why, but mosquito. This is one that you can work slow on the bottom. This is one that you can swim in the water column. It does have a chamber right there to where you can add a rattle to it if you want to. Not really my style, but I got the 4 1/4 inch and I got the 5 inch in the Okeechobee Biffle Bug. Next up, another Biffle Bug, but this guy right here, this is the Bama Bug Biffle Bug, and I got 5 inch in the Bama Bug Biffle Bug. So, Bama Bug Biffle Bug. This is one that reminds me more so of like a typical Okeechobee Craw. You see it's got the blue and the green flake in there, but I really like this. I thought the Bama Bug was going to be a little more purple, but in the picture, this is true to what the picture shows. I like the blue. I like the green pumpkin. I'm pretty freaking pumped to be throwing these guys right here. It's a different look. It's something different than what I've thrown. It could be what I need, especially on a lot of the pressured waters I go to. Instead of throwing the Rage Bug over and over and over, I'm throwing something different here. So this could make a big difference as far as fish caught, or it could not be because I'm in Oklahoma and I think pretty much everybody throws a freaking Biffle Bug. But the freaking Biffle Bug gets freaking bit. So, you know, we carry on. Next thing, another old Jean LaRue product, okay? I got the Rattlin Crawler. Rattlin Crawler. Sounds almost like Rattling nothing. Never mind. So, hear that? The Rattling Crawler comes with a glass rattle. It is in the chamber already. In the chamber, fully loaded, ready to rock, ready to go. I'm going to pull this rattle out of here. It is a glass rattle. It is a single bead glass rattle. So this comes in the Rattling Crawler itself. So you got that the typical craw body with big old kickers on those pinchers right there. Big old kickers. Now this color, if you were to ask me, I would call this color California Craw. But because it is a Biffle Bug and we are in Oklahoma, this is called Sooner Run. So you got your green pumpkin, and then it's got a green pumpkin with some red flake, and it's almost like a black and red, like a black neon. So black and red flake on the belly there. Sooner Run. That is the color on this bait right here. This one has got me extremely excited. I'm pretty freaking jacked about throwing these guys. The rattle itself, it's neither here nor there. The reason I got these was because of the look that it has as far as a craw body, and I haven't thrown craw in a long time. I mean, I've been trying to throw the rage craw again, but I've been throwing them more on like jigs. So this is going to be more of a standalone, and that's where again those deep throat EWG hooks are going to come into play. They're going to be able to get around that larger body cavity with that rattle in there. If it's in the way, you can always take it out. So now I did get 2 other packs of the Rattling crawler, and I'm just going to show you the other color that I got here in just one of them. This color right here is called Mossy Pumpkin. Okay, Mossy Pumpkin reminds me a little bit of a Bama Craw, a light green pumpkin, almost orange color, but it's got green, gold, and purple fleck to it. Okay, this is going to be the Mossy Pumpkin color in the Rattling Craw. A Rattling Crawler. My fault. Rattling Crawler. Mossy Pumpkin. Got 2 packs of those guys. 2 packs of the Mossy Pumpkins. Okay. That's it from old Gene. That's it from Gene LaRue. That's all. Now, let's get into some of my Beast Coast stuff. You guys know I love Beast Coast. Okay? I don't know if you guys have seen them before. I'm going to show them to you again. If you have seen it, you can probably just skip right past it. But again, we're trying with this overhead camera angle here. Again, Fish and Films, shout out to you. He always wants a shout out, so I'm giving him a shout out right now. This right here is the Beast Coast Vanquish Tungsten Jig. This is a 1/2 ounce jig. This is in Sexy Texan. It is the Vanquish Flipping Jig, Sexy Texan. This color and this jig has been getting me the absolute most bites here in Oklahoma this year, springtime and summer. This color with, say, like a Bama Craw on there, or a, what's the other one? California Craw has been really good on there as well. But I got one in particular. We're going to jump over. I'm going to show you one more jig here. But I picked up some of the Marauder Craws again. Now I got the HD Watermelon. Okay? The HD Watermelon is really hard to see in the light right here. But this has got to be one of the best red color craws I have ever seen in the water. You put this guy in the water, it comes to life. It is red, 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 red. And it looks freaking fantastic. It is incredible. I love this color. HD Watermelon, don't sleep on it. Check them out. Beast Coast Marauder Craw. Those guys right there. The other jig that I got, though, is another Vanquish flipping jig, another 1/2 ounce flipping jig. Again, they're tungsten. It's a more compact head as far as, you know, the jig size goes. But the other color that I got in this one, they've been out of stock of it for a while, and it finally came back in stock, so I was pretty freaking jacked about getting that back in stock. This is the Elite Craw. Elite Craw, otherwise known as Blue Craw, and most other colors that you're going to see out there. But the Elite Craw, that baby blue, that green pumpkin, the sparkles they put in there, these little strands, little extra flash, splay out in the water like crazy. But that with the Blue Craw, that green pumpkin, Blue Craw, that's going to look freaking amazing. Okay? Obviously depending on, you know, what the craws are doing that time of the year. But Vanquish, Blue Craw, 1/2 ounce jig, Beast Coast. Alright, so let's jump back to some terminal tackle, okay? Terminal tackle, brand new stuff for me, something I've never done before, and it's funny because my buddy, you know, Okie over there, not John, but Sean, that could be really confusing. Okie 12, and then you got Okie Outdoors, John and Sean, whatever. I picked up Tokyo rigs. VMC Tokyo rig. Hope that's focusing on that right there. I got a 5/0 and I got a 4/0. Come in a 2-pack Tokyo rig. I've never thrown one. I wanted to branch out. I'm trying to learn different things. I'm trying to branch out and trying to try different things. So, and since I can't do much other than, you know, try new things, fishing, here we go. So, 4/0, 5/0, 2-pack, VMC, Tokyo rigs. There we go. Next, had to restock on my P-Line 17-pound tactical, okay? 17-pound tactical fluorocarbon. Now, I had some guys tell me, like, you probably should have gone with a heavier line. I've got 25-pound. I'm going to put 25-pound on that flipping stick that I've got, okay? So, the 17-pound is going to be for some of the other reels that have some older P-Line on there. Need to swap them out. So, got restocked on that. 200 yards, 17-pound P-Line tactical. Now, I have jumped around on braid a lot this year. I've gone from the Yozuri, what is that? The Yozuri 8-strand. I don't know, it's got some kind of coating on it. I've been using the Daiwa J braid 8-strand lately. And this time around, I decided to pick up some of the P-Line TCB braid, 8-strand Teflon coated braid. I got 300 yards of this, 50-pound test. That's what we got rolling right here. So the Teflon coating, I mean, is it gimmicky? Maybe. Is it supposed to be better casting? Probably. Is it probably going to do what the Yozuri did at first and just bird's nest like freaking crazy because of the coating? Probably. So, but one thing I have noticed about the Yozuri compared to the J braid is the Yozuri with the coating they put on that, it has held its strand better than say the J braid. The strand has nothing to do with the strength of the line that I've noticed. I mean, I've had that J braid in some thick stuff and pulled in some thick stuff on that freaking braid and never had an issue with it. Where I have had an issue with it was throwing a treble hook, topwater bait. The hook itself went in the braid. Never seen that happen before. Went in the braid, in between the braid, had to cut the braid, retie. So I do believe the coating does help with that and helps keep the strands together better. Is that right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So P-Line 50-pound TCB braid 8-strand. Now last but not least, actually it's not last, so it's not least. You guys know me. I love my big baits. I freaking love these big baits. I picked up Freddy the Frog. This is Freddy the Frog from Westin Baits. Now, I was talking with Steve, the OK Fisherman. He has got a couple of the Freddys. And he is like, dude, I love them. They've got great action, but I can't seem to hook up on them. And I was like, I probably should have talked to you beforehand, before I ordered this freaking bait. But I'm telling you, you guys know, I love big baits. I love big gimmicky stuff. It's just, if it looks cool, I'm probably going to get it eventually. And if this is just not cool looking to you, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you just don't have a sense of humor when it comes to fishing. But big old legs, jointed legs, huge stinger trailer hook right here. Now this stinger, I mean, I'm very unsure how it's going to work, considering it's, you know, sticking up and out the back, and these legs don't really move away from the hook itself. So, I mean, that could be, I guess, right there. But that's probably just, you know, to make you feel better about your, you know, purchase and your choice. Huge treble hook up front. You can put a second treble hook on there. That is nice. I just now noticed that. So you can put another treble hook. That might help out. We might add a split ring and another treble hook on the back right there. But this is a wake bait. This is a big jointed wake bait. This thing is going to be loud, make a lot of commotion, kick a lot of water. Big old bill on that. But, and of course I got toad. You guys know, I love the toad colors. That's all it's been producing for me this year. Or just toad, toad, toad. So, Freddy. Freddy the big freaking frog. I mean, it's just called Freddy the Frog, but I'm going to call him Freddy the big freaking frog. How does this thing go back in here? Oh, that's going to be that's an OCD nightmare right there. That is an OCD nightmare. Trying to get that. Lay down in there like that. Whatever. Forget it. Forget it, Freddy. Hello. Last but not least, I got some swim baits. And let me tell you a little bit why I got these swim baits. I've been really paying attention to bait fish and what the forage is in a lot of these lakes I've been fishing. I've been paying very close attention. One in particular, it seems that there are multiple tons of little bait fish, about 4 inches and smaller. And the bass that we're catching out of there are freaking fat. So I think they're just feeding up on a lot of these little guys. And it's more than I ever saw last year. Me and Chris have talked about this. So what I picked up, very first time for me, 6th Sense Divine Swim Baits. Never tried these before. Pulled them out of the package, took a look at them. I like the look of them. They're actually very different. They're very different from some of the other swim baits that I've got. Color that we got here is, this is the Electric Shiner, I believe. Electric Shad? Electric Shiner. 3.2 Electric Shiner. Kind of that green pumpkin with that iridescent, that sparkle on there, right there. So that is going to be the Electric Shiner. Now, in each of these colors, I got 2 sizes. I got 3.2, and then I also got, what is it, 4 inch, 4.4 inch. So we're going to compare these two here for you guys. I'm going to show them the 3.2 to the 4.4 6th Sense Divine Swim Baits. And that is the Electric Shiner right there. This is going to be like a perfect baby bass to bluegill. I mean, this looks more like a baby bass to me more than anything. The way, I mean, but you get in the light, holding it up here, I mean, they look freaking good. So the next color that I got in the 6th Sense Divine Swim Bait, and I'm like, that's kind of a mouthful. So the Divine Swim Bait, I'm just going to try and simplify it, shorten it up here a little bit, is Pro Shad, okay? So I got the Pro Shad in the Divine Swim Baits, and this is it right here. This is the 3.2. There's the 4.4. Check those out right there. So this color right here, this profile, I mean, everything about this, the one lake, I have one lake really in particular that I think this is going to shine. I think this one is going to be one of the absolute best ones that I've got. And I'm pretty excited about these guys right here. Again, I'm going to talk about the bodies on these swim baits because I got some other ones in front of me right here that I'm going to compare them to. But I'm pretty pumped. Words are hard right now. It's kind of late, okay? So, Pro Shad. I know I've said it already. Last but certainly not least, I'm telling you. Words. I don't know what it is. I think it needs some caffeine. I need some caffeine before I go to bed. That's what I need. That's what it is. Pro Blue. 6th Sense put out a Pro Blue in a swim bait. And I don't know. I guess I haven't seen Pro Blue on anything except hard baits. But you got the Pro Blue 3.2, 4.4. Look at the shimmer on this thing. The blue, the green fleck in there, but the shimmer in the belly, that's pretty ridiculous. That is pretty freaking sick. I'm excited about those. 3.2, 4.4 Pro Blue. Now, let's get down to the comparisons and why I wanted to talk about this. So this is the 3.2. This is the smallest one. I'm going to use the smallest one as an example because I want to show the rigidity and just how stiff this body is, except how the action is specifically in the tail. This is going to be one of those swim baits that you're going to be able to work quite a bit faster, going to get a lot of water displacement and a lot of thump, even out of this small one, specifically in the tail. These have got a really good keeled out body shape as well. Now, I'm trying to think of, I think the Googan Baits, the Saucy Swimmer, has got a good keeled out body shape as well, but I'm going to use the big one to show you guys here what I'm trying to talk about. The top of these swim baits have got more of a flat top, more of a flat back, and then a keeled out belly. which I do believe is going to help them to stay more true when they're swimming, when you're reeling them in the water column. That's what I believe. And again, I've never used them before. So, I'm not a big 6 Sense soft bait fan. I mean, I've used really just about the clout. I mean, I've got some of the stroker craw, but I've never really used them. I've used the clout, and I like the clout, but I've had guys asking me, what do you think about the Divine swim baits? I couldn't tell them. Never tried them out. So it's not like I got these swim baits to compare them or say they're better than some of these other swim baits that I've got here. Some of these other soft body paddle tail swim baits. I got them because, I've been very curious. Now, I brought out the Big Bite Bait Suicide Shad. And I was going to compare it, but it's a split body. Okay, it's got a big cut, hollow body, whatever you want to call it, big slit right there in the belly. Now it's a great little finesse swim bait in this size right here, the Suicide Shad from Big Bite Baits. But I'm not going to talk about this one because it is a hollow body. I do want to compare the Divine swim bait to, say, like the Exo Swim from Biospawn. It's a much more firm. I'm trying to hold this up straight, but the action is really just all in the tail. Now I know these have got a really good body shimmy to them. It's just a lot softer. Doesn't feel quite as durable. That could just be the body itself. I'm sure you get a fish nipping on this tail and it's going to rip right off, just like it's happened plenty of time with these guys right here. But you compare it to, say, the Guggenbait Saucy Swimmer. Now, the softer bodies, from what I've heard, what I've been told, you can roll these a little bit slower. Right now, these fish are keyed in on fast-moving baits. I've seen them on graphs. They are not really going for slow-moving stuff. It is power fishing time. That's what I've noticed the most. That's what I've seen fish acting on the most. At least on the fish that you want to catch a good number on. So big fish, I still think it's going to be you gotta finesse them. Finesse them in a sense, as in like slow fishing, slow it down. But you want to catch fish right now. I've seen them acting more towards fast acting baits. Power fishing is here. Summertime. It's almost fall. That's what it's going to be. I also brought out the Keitech Fat Impact, or Swing Impact, the Fat, whatever it is, But again, comparing the 6 Sense to the Keitech, it's just a lot more firm, a lot more rigid. So I got them because, like I said, I've had guys asking me about them. I've been very curious about them. So I wanted to give some insight, and I'm hoping that tomorrow, going out fishing, I can give you some feedback on these guys as well. Best case scenario, I can give you some feedback. Maybe they don't bite. I guess we'll find out. But, guys, I have got to give a special thanks to a few of my viewers. And they want to remain anonymous, but I guess they kind of know each other. But I've had some people reach out to me, and they asked, what can we do to help out? And they anonymously donated and helped me purchase quite a bit of this stuff. So, you know who you are. I truly do appreciate it. So, guys, I do appreciate every single one of you. Very, very much. Please hit that subscribe button for me. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're going to give me a thumbs down, tell me why. Tell me why you didn't like this unboxing video. I want to know what I can improve on. I want to keep growing this channel. So, thanks again, guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time we're on the water.